So you think you can dance. You guys may have thought that this was another episode of So You Think You Can Dance, but in actuality, it's another ridiculous night where my round table joins me, Ben, the ridiculous Riddick, and rants concerning the nerd culture of yesterday and today. Joining me at my round table to pretty much just shoot the shit for an hour
Yeah.
is none other than the gingerbread man himself.
The Gingerbird Man.
The gingerbread man. As this sounds like a name that you would get at Alcatraz. Kenny the Gingerbread Man.
Don't ask how I got that name.
So Kenny,
Yes.
how's your week been?
Oh, it's been good. It's been good. I've had a little bit more time to do some stuff. But yeah, it's overall good.
Good. As always, we like to start this show with a segment that I like to call "What Are You Doing with Your Life?" But before we do that, let me just call out our other lazy hosts for being lazy. Well, actually, I guess I'll be nice to Nikki because she does need sleep. She works overnight pretty much every day, so we'll cut her some slack. But still, you should tweet at HarleyQuinn103 and tell her she's a slacker. And then, of course, James Capelli, he decided that he just didn't want to show up today.
That's okay. We don't need him.
No, we don't. We're awesome without him. And we're pretty much just here to talk about just the news of the month so far and go over our opinions of them. Isn't that right, Kenny?
That is right, Ben.
Good. So, Kenny, what have you been doing with your life?
Well, in the realm of nerd stuff, I've been exploring my Vita.
Yeah? How are you liking your Vita?
I love it. I think it is one of the best things I've ever bought, gaming-wise. I can't put it down. I can't. Like, between being able to watch Netflix on there from areas that I might not be able to get in front of a TV, or maybe I just don't want to. Maybe I just want to sit outside and enjoy the nice cool breeze in Florida in the summer. And watch some Netflix, to maybe just being in an area at wanting to play a video game but not wanting to get on my console, and I can pull up. I just got Final Fantasy VI, and so that's going great. I love it. All the other game, like being able to play with you, play some Injustice, moving and trying other games and seeing how games work on there. I mean, the one thing I have to say about it that kind of doesn't feel right are first-person shooters, because I got the bundle packet that comes with Borderlands 2, and though I love Borderlands 2, with that grip, it's hard. It doesn't feel the same as a controller, so it's really weird getting used to it. It's the best
fair,
way I can describe
just so.
Good. Good.
Both you have the Vita Slim, which
Yes,
came in that
yes.
bundle package. So I have heard a lot of people complain that one is a little more difficult to hold than the older Vita. And on top of that, Borderlands 2 is not a very highly revered game on the Vita. It has not had the best reviews and has not been met with the best.
Well, I mean,
just fanfare in general.
I don't know why. It's just because nothing about the game has changed. It's the exact same game. I think it's just it probably doesn't have the best reviews because it probably came out with the Slim, and because of how the Slim is shaped. And if that's the first game that you're trying with the Slim, you're like, this feels weird. I'm used to playing Borderlands on my PS4 or PS3 or whatever console I don't think it's out for PS4 yet. But and holding that controller and having a distinctive feel for it. So I think that's probably why it doesn't have the best reviews right now. Because what I was going to say, it's really weird playing a first-person shooter on it, because all the controls are in a similar spot as the controller, but it's just different enough to where the only way I can describe it is I know years ago when I still had my 360 and playing Halo, trying to teach my father how to play Halo, and just running around, like starting off, we're like, well, we won't play multiplayer with him yet. We'll just put him through campaign, and he couldn't even figure out. He couldn't even figure out like how to be able to walk and look at the same time with the two different the two different thumbsticks. He couldn't grasp that, and that's how I kind of feel when playing on the Vita, where it's like, oh wait, I have to go from my thumbsticks to looking around to then pressing X to do stuff. I'm like, well, wait a second, I do that all the time with my DualShock controller, but it feels so weird doing it on a first-person shooter for the Vita for some reason. I guess it's just that change of where the buttons are laid out. But
yeah, no, I think it would. I think it would get even better if there was a way you could just hook in your DualShock 3, like your old DualShock 3 or DualShock 4, and just play on the itty bitty tiny screen.
If they had some, yeah, you know what? I think that would be the next thing, where like the DualShock controllers were split down the middle. That just had a connection in it, so then you can use it on all your other devices. So you have your DualShock for your PS4 or your PS3, and then you split it in half and connect it to the Vita, and going from there. Hey, even if they want to do it just for the hell of it, when the PlayStation TV comes out, to work the PlayStation TV, you connect a controller to it. I don't know.
Well, they've already said that they're doing that. You're going to be able to at least use the DualShock 3 on it.
Yeah. Oh, you'll be able to use both. You'll be able to use 3 and 4.
Oh, is it both? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying connect it to the TV. I don't know. It's stupid. There's no reason why you would, but it wouldn't be practical at all. But just for sake of being able to do that with every Sony device, I don't know. That's why I don't work for Sony.
That is why you don't work for Sony, not because you...
Yes, the only reason. I'd be sitting in those meetings, and they'd be like, well, Kenny, what new ideas do you have today? I'm like, well, you take that DualShock controller we have, split it in half, and then allow you to put it and connect it to the PlayStation TV and all Sony televisions. Be like, well, why? No reason, just because. Like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
So, Kenny.
So, Ben.
You want to know what I've been doing this week?
What have you been doing this week?
I've been walking to work every day, which is fantastic. It's a wonder.
You know, can we save trying to make me jealous for not when we're on the podcast?
You're just jealous that you live in Florida.
Shut up.
No, but I started. I've been wanting to just read really bad sci-fi for a while.
That's what most people like. You know what? A lot of people get in the mood for really bad sci-fi. They don't go, you know what?
Well, I mean, like not like really well thought out sci-fi. Just something like junk food for the brain kind of thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I started rereading the Halo books.
Oh, okay. Hey, well, is that bad sci-fi?
You know, I mean, it's not bad sci-fi, but it's definitely not going to be on a New York Times bestseller list ever. It's
because it's rigged. There's lists are rigged, Ben.
Those lists are rigged. Okay. But no, those books are fun. They're good, fun books, and they're fun books. They're books that are fun, and they're enjoyable.
They're also fun.
They are fun. You've read some of those, right?
I've read parts of them. I've never had the time to actually sit down and read all of them. I don't know why. I have a few, and it's just never something.
There are a lot of them now.
There are, and it's something that I keep meaning to pick them up and read, and then I go, well, if I do that, then I'm going to want to read the whole series, and I don't have time for that right now, so I never do.
Well, I mean, like the whole series is split up into like different trilogies.
Yeah.
So like the one that I'm reading right now is just that first trilogy, The Fall of Reach. I just finished The Flood and have started First Strike again. And I mean, they're good reads. They are definitely junk food for the brain, but good reads nonetheless.
I mean, if I wouldn't call it junk food for the brains. I might be biased because I like the concept behind any of the Halo franchise in general and how those stories are set up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think there could be worse sci-fi out there than Halo.
I'm sure there is worse sci-fi out there. It's just,
Yes.
you know, you should read those books, Kenny, though, because they are fantastic, and they're good books.
I'll try and do that. Then.
You know how you could get a free one of those books?
How can I get a free one of those?
By going to www.audibletrial.com/ridiculous, RIDDICKULOUS.
Does the Riddickulous help you do something?
You get a free book.
Oh, that's how you get the free book.
That's how you get the free book. You sign up, you get the free book, and then as soon as you get the free book, you can cancel your membership, and you got a free book out of it. I don't know how they make money on it, honestly. Well, I do, because there are plenty of people that stay.
Like me. I mean, I must have so many credits right now because I've had no time to listen. Because my podcasts come first, and then I listen to books. And I've had such a backlog of podcasts for so long that I must have like, I don't know, I must have like 10 credits sitting in my account. So right now, if I wanted to, I can go and get 10 free books. Boom. And I will soon. I've got to catch up on that. And but then I also have like another like 4 or 5 books waiting for me to read that I've already got. So there's so much to listen to.
But yeah, no. Speaking of Halo, though.
Yes.
You know, this last month, there's been a lot of updates on the Halo Master Chief Collection for the Xbox One coming out in November.
Which I would say would probably be the only reason why I'm a little jealous that you've got your Xbox One right now.
Yeah, that's the main reason I'm super excited that I have an Xbox One right now. Oh. Because that is going to be the game that I get, and it comes with all 4 freaking games. And I never played Halo 4, Kenny.
Me neither. I just realized that. I've never played Halo 4. Actually, no, I've played a little bit of the multiplayer. A little bit.
Gotcha.
And then the maps are actually quite nice.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I'll also be able to get into the Halo 5 multiplayer beta.
Cool.
Which will be fun. It's going to be different, though, Kenny, because I think Halo 2 is one of the first games that you and I played on Xbox Live together.
Probably. Well, you know how you can solve that problem, Ben? It's really easy.
Is the answer to your problem me buying you an Xbox One?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
It's Lee buying me an Xbox One.
Oh, it's Lee buying you an Xbox One. Okay. I just want you to know she gave you this, what the fuck is that guy thinking look. But, no, I'm super excited. They released a trailer with even more look into the cinematics of the game, which is being redone by a group called Blur and Bungie. And it's all pretty much their CG cinematics, but holy shit.
They look good.
They look good. I mean, they look next gen good.
Well, I would hope so. If it's remastered for next gen, I would hope it looked next gen good.
Yeah, but you know, we've seen plenty of remastered games. We have all those HD collections that came out on the PlayStation and all those sorts of things, and those, yeah, they looked kind of better, but they weren't, you know, super amazing. Whereas I would say Halo: The Master Chief Collection, or at least Halo 2 Anniversary, that looks amazing. That looks next-gen amazing.
I guess, you also have to look at what companies are doing this. You're looking at Bungie. was always put out a great product. And then even looking at the alpha and beta for Destiny coming out, which both look beautiful, like how they got to that point where there's like very few things I could say, this could be a little bit better. And I think the only thing I could say is the load time for things. But everything is so beautiful, whereas I'm really not surprised. It's
Well, and
fantastic.
Bungie's not the one doing this anymore. Bungie doesn't have Halo.
Oh, that's
Bungie,
right. They don't, do they?
yeah, it's 343 Industries that has it. Granted, it's pretty much the same team. They just splintered off of Bungie and created their own studio.
Yeah.
But
Ooh,
yeah,
wait,
no,
yeah, because is it 343 is still with Microsoft, right?
correct.
Yes, 343 is with Microsoft. Bungie left Microsoft.
It is
Okay.
now with Activision.
Yes, yes. So yeah, but if the same people, and not only that, but then yeah, so they've split and the two different companies, but you have like you can see very similarities between Halo and Destiny because of that general consensus. All those people work together. They all
Yeah, absolutely.
for how long? Like so they've got that. I'm sure they all have that work ethic, all that special ability, and just raw talent. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that it does look amazing.
And I'm glad that it's coming out. But another big thing that they've announced, they're remastering 6 of the multiplayer maps for Halo 2. Now they've already announced 3, which I think the 3 maps. Let's talk about these 3 maps for a minute.
Which I think, I mean, like they are the maps that you would definitely like when you say Halo 2. They're the maps that you would expect them to redo.
Right. There are some missing maps that I think definitely need to be on here, but let's talk about the 3 that are there. And let's start with the first one that they announced, which was Ascension. Do you remember Ascension, Kenny?
Ascension. Which one was that? Was that
So
the?
Ascension was essentially that it was kind of 3-tiered, and it had that big like center area that was a bowl, and it had the rotating pillars around it. And then there was like the rocket launcher way down low, and you took a gravity lift, and it shot you up into that dish in the middle.
Yes.
And there were the 2 sniper perches on either side.
Yes.
So they're redoing that one.
Okay. Yeah, that one's a good one.
Very small map, and I definitely remember some games where I was doing a lot of cursing.
Well, I mean, I think that was most of Halo multiplayer, but
Yeah. So I want to find out, Kenny, on this map. I know it's been a long time. What was your strategy? What was the first thing you did when you spawned on this map?
Oh man, I can't. I don't know if I can specifically remember this map.
So
at least my strategy for it. If you remember yours, you tell it.
So I had one of 2 strategies, depending on who I was playing with. It was either there was the sniper on the taller of the 2 towers, and I'd have myself and either you or James run with me. We'd grab the sniper, and we'd pretty much dominate control over the center portion of the map.
Yeah, I would say if there was a perch with a sniper in it, I was probably sitting there.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I really liked to do is on the lower section, or like the mid section, quickly grab the shotgun and just continue running circles around where the sniper was to give him some cover, because I'm a nice guy. And those were my 2 weapons of choice in that game: sniper rifle and shotgun.
Your choice of weapon in most of those games were shotgun, though.
Yeah. Absolutely, kicked ass with it.
Yeah,
I liked the close range.
Yeah, I can't criticize. I was, if I could get that sniper in my hands, that's what I did, and I still do.
Second map that they announced was definitely a fan favorite. A map made very popular by a little machinima series called Red vs. Blue.
Yeah.
Coagulation, which was a remake of Halo 1's Blood Gulch.
Yeah.
Does this one surprise you at all, Kenny?
No. I mean, they remade it from Halo 1 to Halo 2 because in Halo 1 it was the most popular map. I mean, like, between, like, that's...
And it worked for every game type.
Every game type,
Except for free-for-all. It was not the best free-for-all map.
Well, no, because it's such a expansive map that
Yeah.
when you do free-for-all and one person gets a sniper, like, oh, look, I can see a bunch of people because you spread out everybody in free-for-all, and I can see them. But besides that, it's such a perfect map, and I'm surprised they got it that good and that right in the first game, and it doesn't surprise me that they copied it for the second, and now that they're remastering it for the remastered package.
You know, Kenny, on Coagulation, I remember this one kill that I got that I was just so incredibly proud of.
Was it killing me?
No, it
Okay.
it wasn't killing you. No, I was over at our base protecting Flag, and you know there was like this one part of the base where you could kind of stand on the teleporter, and if you jumped, you could see over the hill at the other base.
Yes.
And I forget who it was, but someone had gotten the Flag on their team, ran out, and I was able to get a sniper shot all the way through to the door of the other base, right through the head.
Man.
From the guy chasing the guy with the Flag, and it was one of my proudest moments. And that's one of those things where I wish I had the ability to hit the share button.
Yeah.
Because there were plenty of kills like that. It wasn't Halo 2, it was Halo 3 where you could re-record things, right?
Was it? I thought it was Halo 2.
I think it was Halo 3. I might be wrong.
Because
oh, no, you know what? You're right. I think you could record stuff in Halo 2.
I was about to say, because I have some... if I could get back on, I have some amazing videos from Gemini.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any particularly fond memories of Coagulation, Kenny?
They're all the same memories, and that's sniper rifle on the side of the hill and just owning. That was it. I mean, that's how it is in a lot of the maps for me. But sniper rifle all the way. If that's the first thing that I went for, and if I didn't get it, I was pissed because then I had to figure out what I was actually going to do on the map.
Yeah. And then the other map that was selected for remaster is Zanzibar, which I have to say was one of my favorite maps in that game.
Yeah, it was.
Unlike Coagulation, that was good for everything.
It was.
Whether it be team, free-for-all, anything.
It was a large enough map to where you can do anything on it, but it also had a bunch of places where you can either hide or get around. There were multiple ways of getting to different areas on the map where you aren't necessarily seen right away. Mm-hmm. It is really well thought out. Like it really is amazing how they structure these maps and how well that everything actually works on.
And it was really well balanced in my opinion. Like both sides got a sniper rifle. One side got a bunch of vehicles. The other side got the rocket launcher. I mean, it was. I feel like it was a really well balanced map in general, and they did a good job working that in. And I mean that's another game where I very very fondly remember the exact strategy. You had two options if you were on the attacking side, and that was everybody get into vehicles, charge the base, or everyone take to the wall, split off into two groups, go around the sides, and go in stealthily. Either one worked pretty well depending on who you were playing, but man.
Yeah, well, and especially because I remember on that wall, if you're at the beachhead facing the actual building, the sniper was on the right and the rocket launcher was on the left, right? Correct? Mm-hmm. So it was always sniper, it was always whoever needed the sniper and one support on one side, and then whoever was going to get the rocket launcher to take the vehicles that were rushing the beach on the other side. Right.
And it was.
You know what I also remember about that map?
What's that?
The getting outside of the map, the sword jumping.
Oh yeah, that's
Where
right.
you go out onto the beach, you go into the water in the corner in the map, in the water, up against the invisible wall and the rock ledge, and you just sword jump all the way to the top
I
and get to the
forgot
top of the mountain.
all about sword jumping.
Yeah, that was awesome. Especially the few games where you like before it became really popular and everybody rushed the beach to make sure nobody was doing it. Uh, to where you can sneak off, like if you had the sniper rifle and somebody else had the sword, you can sneak off, do it, get the sniper up on the wall, and pretty much everybody be confused of where the hell they're being shot from for a good few minutes, and then it's even harder to actually kill the person when you
Yeah.
finally knew that they were up there. But
Remember finding people up there and how pissed off we'd get, and then we'd do it ourselves?
yeah, of course. I mean, like fuck you, you can't
Um,
have that spot. That's my spot.
so that I agree. That was another awesome one. So those are the three that have been done.
Mhm.
I'm going to just because we're on the topic of the sword jumping, I want to bring up the first map that I think has got to be one of the ones they're redoing. I mean, there's no way that it's not being redone, and
Mhm.
that map is Lockout. You remember Lockout, Kenny?
I remember Lockout.
Like that was probably the best map in the game.
Uh, that was the best. Uh, like tight map. I don't want to say small because it wasn't necessarily small,
I mean,
but it's
it
very.
was a, yeah.
It
There
was.
were places like that map had the like each level was for a different range of weapons. It's like the
Yeah,
bottom level, that's where you used the sword and the shotgun. The mid level, that's where you used the battle rifle or the SMGs, and then the top level is where you used the sniper rifles.
and
I mean,
that's
it
what
was
the only thing I remember about that map doing is grabbing first the sniper, and then if you can possibly get your hands on either the shotgun or sword after that as well, and
yeah,
then going up to that one perch that was so if you're facing like because you got the mountain behind you, and you've got the largest building in front of you.
with the grav lift in it.
Yeah, with the grav lift. Then you've got the perch on the left, sitting up there with the sniper taking anybody out. But then every once in a while, ducking around that corner to make sure nobody was sneaking up behind you with either the sword or shotgun
Yep.
ready to go. That was like
So my
dual.
favorite thing to do, Kenny, was as soon as I got that sniper rifle, I'd run to the other side of the map because you remember
Mhm.
the super jump on that map
I
where you
don't.
go so
Oh
where you go along the side
yes,
of the building, you jump you do the jump and it
yeah,
lands you on top of the main building.
yes. I do remember that now.
I
It,
really hope they keep the super jumps intact for the
I think
remastered
they
collection.
need to like that's something because they well and I think they will because they never fixed it, did
That's
they?
true. No, they didn't.
They left it, and I think they left it because they probably put it there on purpose. Like
They probably yeah, I guess you're right.
especially if they didn't fix it after it became really popular. Like it, if they didn't fix it the first time, I think they're gonna leave it
Yeah.
because I think what their goal is. Yes, so they're putting out this updated version of all the games, which is awesome. But when it comes down to it, when people start playing the game, they're gonna remember what. Oh, that's right. I used to do this. That's what I need to try and do this game. And so if people can't do that, they're gonna get pissed.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be like, oh, that's right. I remember this is all right. So when I get onto this map, I need to do this, this, and this. And if something's changed, it's gonna be like, well, shit. It's like buying a new game, but not really. They want it, remastering is to have the same exact thing. So I think they're gonna keep it.
Yeah. Well, I will say this though. I mean, in the remastered version of Ascension, they added a new element to it where that spinning thing in the middle, there's a button where you can
That's
turn
right.
on a shield
That's right.
around it, and
Well,
that
that
wasn't
is
in the original game.
yeah. What what I meant to say, like, if they add a couple new features,
Hmm.
that's cool. But I don't think they should take anything away. They shouldn't change anything that was already there. If they want to
Right.
like like zest it up a little bit by adding a shield or some new element, that's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
all the
So,
basic elements.
so Kenny, what's a map you think should be remastered?
Oh man, there's a couple that I have in mind, but I think
Give me one.
I think my top one would have to be Relic. I
Relic. Was
loved
that
Relic.
the island
The
one?
island. It was the island with the very large tower or relic on it.
Hey. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
I'm looking at the picture of
map.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is such a good map because, well, my fondest memories of that map is I'm pretty sure I wasn't playing it on PC. It was on the 360. But when you were able to go into privately modded games
Uh-huh.
and it'd be wacky free for all. Like some modded games you'd go into, and all the vehicles were flying through the air. Like you'd see a warthog go by, like way above your head or whatever. But some of them at
I
like,
think that must have been the PC version because I don't recall ever seeing that on the Xbox.
are you
Maybe
sure? I
maybe
thought
in there's a possibility.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't remember.
I'm pretty sure because I had one of the Halo games for the computer, but I think it was Halo either 1 or 3. I don't think it was 2.
Well, I think only 1 and 2 have come out on the computer. The PC.
Maybe it was 2. Maybe it was 2 that I had. Well, either way,
Anyways.
yeah, either way, one of the things that you'd be able to do is, like, if they put super jump on, which just allowed you to just keep jumping and jumping and jumping, you jump all the way to the top of that relic tower. And I'd sit up there with the sniper, and of course, it's not like you have any tactical advantage. Everyone else was jumping up and killing the two, but it was a really cool memory of doing that. But that map, I don't know. There's something about that map with the tiered levels on it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those big maps too.
Yeah.
I remember playing like One Flag Capture the Flag or Bomb, and being on the offensive side and getting 2 people in the Warthog, going around the back of the thing, just driving up onto the relic until we got to where the flag was. Passenger jumping out, grabbing the flag, and then driving off.
Yeah, driving off the other side.
Yep.
Just like one large motion. You go up the back end of the relic, people jumping out, you keep driving, stop at the end, they hop back in, and then you just drive off the edge. Yeah, I remember that too.
That was like the
sometimes
best way to do that map.
It sometimes worked really well, and other times failed miserably. Like especially if the other team knew you were doing it and it all just waited there for you, you were fucked. But if they spread out trying to figure out what you were going to do, it was perfect.
Because they had the shotgun up there, and if the guy in the shotgun just waited, for the Warthog to drive by, if they timed their shot right, they could just shoot the driver right out of the vehicle.
And you're fucked.
Yeah. So it was one of those. It was definitely one of those things to keep an eye out for. So you want Relic. So I'm gonna say another one that I really want.
Okay.
This one's a bigger map. It's called. I don't know if you remember it. It's called Waterworks.
Waterworks.
So Waterworks was that map
that
was
I want to see it.
built into like a cavern. Like an underground cavern, and there was the big structure in the middle that had a thing like a hammer that shot up to the top and shook everything. You could shoot like the stalactites off the ceilings.
Yeah,
and,
I'm looking at a picture of it now. I remember that map.
The big things with that map were the Banshee duels and the Wraith fights.
Yep.
And that was another map where it's like you grab the sniper, you jump into a Banshee, and you go up to the top center structure.
Yeah.
That map was just so much fun, and again, that was like one of those perfect maps for Capture the Flag and Assault.
Yeah, Capture the Flag
and
on that
big
map.
Team games where it was like 8 versus 8, which was big team in that time.
Yeah.
It's like it had a little bit of everything too. I mean, you did have the space where you could be that close quarters guy.
Well, in either of the bases on either side, it was close quarters, and then also in the center. But then
back in the side caverns.
Yeah.
It's like there was plenty, and it was a lot of fun. I really liked that map. especially with the wraiths. I mean, in Halo 2, that was one of the big things. You could use the big Covenant tanks,
Hmm.
which was awesome. And of course, you could fly the Banshees, which was another thing you couldn't do in Halo 1.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was also Halo 1. Like, you gotta give credit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, no, I'm not.
Yes, you are, Ben.
You
You
okay? You're
are.
right. I am. I am. But yeah, no, that was one of my favorites. And it's like there was no perfect strategy on that map. Like some of the other maps, it's like there was the strategy that everyone used every game. Whereas Waterworks, it didn't have that
Hmm.
because it was too open. There was too much going on to be able to do it quick and easy. Bow chicka bow wow.
Oh, yeah.
So Kenny, do
Yes.
you have another map that you think should
So,
be redone?
well, I have a map. I think it was just a Halo 1 map. Uh,
Okay.
I'm gonna mention this one that I wish they would bring, but then I'll tell you my other Halo 2 one I want to see.
All right.
Um, but the Halo 1 I really want to see is Cryon.
Oh, the teleporter
Yeah,
map.
that was such a good map. Like I just remembered it because I was looking through some pictures of when you were telling me about Waterworks, and I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. But I
My
wish they would.
that was one of my favorite maps because I loved the shotgun.
Yeah, I mean
So
that
that
was
was the
such a good
perfect
map for
map
the
for
time.
that.
Yeah, but so my Halo 2 map that I want to see, the other one, Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you remember the
Give
Sanctuary?
me give me
A
give me a
rundown.
rundown. Yeah.
So it was kind of like this sanctuary type of feel.
Heyo.
No, but it was I'm pretty sure this was the one with the beach attached to it as well. Um am I thinking of the right map? I might not be. Oh, that's right. No, this was the sanctuary, that's right. I was
Oh,
thinking of
okay.
a different
I'm
map. I was
I'm
I was
looking at it
thinking
right
of
now.
a Halo 3 map,
Yeah,
but
you were thinking of Valhalla.
I was thinking Valhalla, but I do also want Sanctuary. Now I'm looking at it again. I love this map was again really good for long and short range. There's no
Yeah.
really good mid range unless you were like in the middle of that, like in the middle sides of that map, where you just happen to catch somebody going into the center building to get to place the bomb. Because I'm pretty sure that's where the bomb you had to place it or get it from there.
I think you
Uh,
got it from
you
there.
got it.
Yeah.
But that was either you stick to the outer edges with the sniper, and if you're like a good mid-range sniper, uh, you can get some like high kill counts, or it was shotguns all the way. Um, it was
That
a
was the level where each base got a ghost too.
Yeah, like it was crazy because it's a small map. It's a pretty small map, and
I definitely remember like the absolute chaos in those neutral bomb games
hmm
where the bomb would be in the middle and pretty much the game would start and everyone would be throwing all of their grenades and all of their
yeah,
explosives
that's
into
right
that
because you
center
can you
area.
can get everything like off right away. Whereas
Yep.
like that's the first thing is you just face the middle and threw a grenade. Like
Yeah, no, that one was a crazy one for sure. I would not mind seeing that one.
yeah, like there aren't many maps that create chaos like that, and that's one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know what, Kenny, this has pretty much turned into our Halo episode.
It
So
has. I
I
was just thinking
think
that. I was like, well, I
I
guess
think we should just keep the Halo talk going.
yeah. We'll until it runs out, and then we'll find something else to talk about. It doesn't. It's an
Yeah.
informal day.
I do have one more map.
Sure.
Do you remember the map Midship?
Uh, the Halo 1 map,
No, Halo 2.
the Halo 2 map, midship.
It was you were on a Covenant ship. It was a really small map. There was
Oh
a base
yes,
on either
yes.
side. There was
And
the
in the
floating
middle,
platform in the middle.
everything was magenta.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, I do remember that map.
that's another map I would like to see remastered, Kenny.
I have some love-hate relationships with that map.
I know.
That was a rough map. That was a little too small for my liking. a little too small and one dimension level wise. Like you only had the bottom floor and the upper floor, and there wasn't really much to it. I don't know.
And then that game was all about getting the energy sword.
It was because you were in range of anybody practically at any time. It's like you got that thing, and everybody else was screwed.
And then it's like you grab the energy sword, and then you jump from the platform into the enemy base, and you just take everyone out.
Yeah.
I mean that game that map was super fun.
That map.
That map. Do you have a different one, Kenny? Come on.
A different third map.
Yeah. Let's.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I would say Gemini.
Gemini. That was another Halo. That was another Covenant ship, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was another, but it was like it's a little bit bigger and there was more dimension to it because you had the very lower level that was like only half of the ship, where the sword was, and then you had the main area where you started, which had the main floor and then an upper level where it went into two different rooms. And then you can get up to these little perches that was just kind of like little squares up high.
Is that the one that
up.
had the random tree growing in the middle of it also?
Yeah, that's where the sword was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm looking at a
And
map of it.
I'm pretty sure it had the long jump on it, the long super jump or the long teleporter jump.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right where the prophet statue was.
Sure, I don't remember the prophet statue.
There's a prophet statue on it.
Okay.
But yeah, and that one, I mean that was one of those maps that had like two shotguns, two brute shots. The brute shots on that level were so annoying.
Well, and it wasn't that big of a map, but there was so much dimension to it that it took a while to get from place to place.
Right.
That's why I like maps like that where it's hard to get. It's not necessarily the easiest, like run in a straight line to get from point A to point B, because then you have to think about, people could be coming from this direction or could be doing this. So there's just a lot more thought in it.
Mm-hmm. So Kenny, my next question for you.
Sure.
Of all the Halo games that you've played, what is your number one favorite map?
My number one favorite map. Okay, it has to be. I can't remember the name of it. It was the map where it was Halo 3, and it was big team battle, and I got was it Killtacular when you killed the entire team?
Killtacular was, I think, killing 4 people.
No, okay, no, it was Extermination.
Extermination.
So I got 8 kills within a matter of seconds from each other. Was it 8 or 16? Was it 16 versus 16, or was it was a total of 16?
8 versus 8.
8 versus 8. So yeah, I got 8 kills, like literally all at the same time. What map was that? It was outdoors. It had 2 buildings that were shut up. I'm trying to think through it. 2 buildings that were kind of close together. They were longer buildings, but then they had
longer buildings.
It
was Halo 3.
It's Halo 3. Hold on, I need to look this up. Like it's gonna bother me because it was such a good map, and I just cannot remember the name of it.
Okay. While you do that.
Yeah, you talk about your favorite, and I think I know what your favorite's gonna be. Can I guess what your favorite's gonna be?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
No, that might have been. What's the name of this map? Was it Forge? Forge. Was your favorite map Forge?
Yeah, Forge was my favorite map.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Dude, you could do so much with that map.
I know.
No, Foundry. Foundry is what it was called.
Foundry? Wait, is that the one was that the one with like all the I give up explaining things tonight.
No, that was the one that it had a big open arena area pretty much, and then it had off to one side it had like this short range area. But the big thing about that map was in Forge mode, you could go in and pretty much create any kind of map that you wanted.
Yes. Okay, I remember that one now.
Remember, we used that map to make the famous Benny
What?
versus Kenny map,
Yes, we
um,
did.
which I really want to redo when the Master Chief Collection comes out, just to have that Kenny versus Benny map, and
What
I'll
did
just play
I
that
can't
all the
remember
time.
what we did on that. What did we do on that?
Oh, we built those floating bases with the ramps up to it, and we put a bunch of vehicles around them, and then we had a floating center area and stuff like that. We were very big into making floating things.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I remember playing on that. The custom game was it Cat and Mouse? It wasn't called Cat and Mouse.
The one with that long tunnel where like there was the one sword person that moved really slowly.
Yeah, that you had to
Yeah.
get to like you had to keep defending and just like kill, but you could. It was so hard to kill him, so you had to run and make it to that back room and just fortify your way back. As
Yep.
he had to dash like knock everything down. That was a
Yep.
good game. I cannot remember what that game was
No,
called, but
but it was something that other people created, and it was
yeah,
awesome using the
yeah,
infection game type.
yeah. And then
That was
which is another awesome game type,
yeah.
zombie. Like,
Yep.
oh man, I love
It's
playing that.
amazing. Like and Bungie is really good about it. If people create something that a lot of people then started to play, they're
Hmm.
just like, okay, we'll add it in the next game.
Yeah,
Like that was a big thing for him, which I think is amazing. So did you figure out the name of your favorite map, Kenny?
I did.
What is it?
Standoff.
Standoff.
Yes.
Which
It
that
had
was?
the big satellite dish in the background.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yes.
I
So
I remember that map.
so on that map, uh, my God, this I said I recorded the video. So if I could ever get back on, like reactivate my gold account and everything was still there, who knows? I can't even
I
remember
think
the
you can
name of the
still
patch.
access it on the Bungie.net website, or
I
maybe on the
I'd have to
350
check. I
Industries
don't
website.
remember. I don't remember passwords or the email that I use, so I'd have to guess. But anyways, the video, big team battle, and uh, I had so four of their team or three of their team members was in a warthog, and there were two warthogs on that thing. So I was running up to one as the other warthog full of their team members, and there were two other team members running to the first warthog as well. So they're all converging. And they didn't see me coming up, so I just came up, and where that first warthog was, I put down a blast shield, the dome shield,
Oh yeah.
and so I
Oh,
put
I
it down
remember
next.
that video.
Yes, I put it down next to that first warthog, and I had the rocket launcher on me. The second warthog drove into it as the other two guys on their team were running in, so the entire team was in this shield, and I take the rocket launcher, and because all the explosion, anything that happened inside that shield stayed inside that shield, and I
Mm-hmm.
just shot off two rockets on one of the warthogs. So that first warthog blew up the second warthog, and killed the two guys that were standing next to it. It was beautiful.
I remember
Beautiful.
going back into that game and actually doing like the slow motion, the frame by frame of
Well,
it.
no, the other one.
Because from what I remember, it's like you fired that rocket as you were leaving the shield. So had
No,
you
no,
like?
so no, so that's a different video I think you're thinking of,
Oh, okay.
because that one I was in and I got the good shots. The other one you're thinking of is I can't remember the name of the map, but it was a small outdoor map that had a teleport, not a teleport, but a a jump on one side and a tower on the other, and had three levels. Like it was a
Okay.
circular map, a small
Okay.
circular map.
I
But
yeah.
on that one, I had thrown a sticky grenade across the map towards a guy as he was dropping one of those shields, and the shield was expanding as the grenade was getting closer.
Oh,
And
that's
yes,
right.
so apparently, like so in Forge, if you zoomed in and looked at the shield, there are two layers to that shield, and I guess I don't know if it's just visual that's how they made it, and the inner layer is the actual shield, and the outer layer must be just the like the graphics of it, because the guy's head, and literally only the guy's head, was in between those two zones, and the sticky just hit him square on the back of the head as he ran inside the shield that was expanding
That's
and
right.
blew up inside of it. That was another really proud moment for me. That was
I do
awesome.
remember that. Um,
I'm gonna have to look up those videos because
that'd be a fun one to put on the our favorite website, nkrn.org.
yeah,
Also,
if I can find those videos, I'll have to shoot them to you.
yeah. So Kenny, what was your favorite vehicle in Halo?
My favorite vehicle in Halo. It'd have to be the Wraiths.
The Wraiths, the
Yeah,
tanks, the big
yeah.
tanks.
Mhm.
Okay. Why?
Um,
You
it,
just
they were more. I felt like they were more versatile than the Scorpions as a tank. And then again, they were just such a heavy weapon that as long as you were good at using it, you can aim and take down whatever before they even got half your shield down. Like,
remember boarding the Wraith?
mm-hmm.
Oh, you started just punching at the door.
I'm glad. I'm also glad they put that in because I feel like
Yeah.
that's another thing that a lot of games in multiplayer don't put in, where it's like, all right, you've got this huge powerhouse of a vehicle that you now have to take smaller vehicles or find a rocket launcher to take out. No, you can if
Hmm.
you can sneak up on it, you can then board it. I think that was really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I'm stuck between two. One of my favorite vehicles was the Banshee.
Hmm.
Especially, I think it was in Halo 3 that you could actually use the fuel rod cannon on it, where it also had the pretty much the big heavy weapon on it, other than just the regular
Uh-huh.
plasma rifle. That was fun because that was another. It was a great thing to be able to take out wraiths or scorpions on that. And then my other favorite one was the brute chopper. You remember that one? It was pretty
Oh, I
much
completely forgot about the brute chopper.
like that was
That's
that was one
right.
where you could ram other vehicles with it, and it would do heavy damage to the vehicle.
Yeah.
And then it had the awesome it did have an awesome weapon to it, and it was pretty much it was a big motorcycle with a big wheel on the front, and the back end hovered. I
That,
loved that.
yeah, that I completely forgot about that one. That was a good vehicle.
Yeah. Um, how about your favorite weapon, Kenny?
Oh,
Favorite
that
Halo weapon?
no brainer.
Sniper
Sniper,
rifle.
sniper rifle. I
So
think
when it comes to the sniper rifle, do you like the human sniper rifle or the beam rifle on the
um
Covenant side?
I really
Don't care.
whatever I could get my hands on,
That
whatever it
was the nice
was.
thing about Halo. It didn't really matter which one you used. It was all pretty much the same.
Yeah, they were all pretty accurate.
Hmm.
I did like the beam rifle because if if I remember correctly, it was a quicker shot. You could or at least a quicker repeat.
Yeah, I'm sure they were probably the same, but I agree it did feel that way.
I mean, it's been so long since I've
Yeah.
played that it might just be a
The
wrong
sound
memory,
the
but
beam rifle made
hmm
was just terrifying also. Especially if like a shot missed you and you heard it go by you, that was the worst. It was
yeah.
the worst sound ever.
You're like, oh shit, run, 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 because it was a matter of seconds before it went off again.
Yep. Um, so yeah, I liked obviously the shotgun was one of my favorites, but another big favorite of mine was using the remember the noob combo
Oh
where you took
my
a
god,
overcharged plasma
yeah,
pistol and
yeah.
then quickly switched weapons and took
To
them out with the
the
battle
regular
rifle.
either battle rifle or other pistol.
Yeah, or the pistol.
Yeah.
That was I think that was amazing.
I hated that. It was such like so cheap. I don't know.
So fun. So fun. So Kenny, are you gonna get the Master Chief collection?
Shut up, Ben. I do not own an Xbox One, nor do I plan on buying one anytime soon. I would love to get both, but as a responsible adult, yes, I could buy one tomorrow if I wanted to, but should I is another question.
Okay,
Uh,
fine.
Maybe at Christmas. You know what? I'm getting sick of this stuff where you win all these free consoles and iPads and stuff, and then I have to spend a shit ton of money just to be able to play with you on these things. God, frickin' A.
To be fair, I didn't tell you should get a Vita. You just got a Vita.
Oh no, that one's fine. Wait a second. Did you win the Vita?
Yeah. Well,
I
no.
didn't know that.
No, I didn't. I didn't necessarily win it. It was given away at an event I went to. Everyone that went to the event got one.
You still won it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I thought you did. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Anyways, Kenny, it's been an hour. We've been talking about Halo for an hour.
I could go another half hour, but I don't know if the listeners really want that.
The listeners might not want that. Real quick, I have two more questions for you.
Yeah.
Question number 1. How awesome is Cortana?
Cortana is always awesome.
Always awesome. Always awesome.
Especially the remastered one.
Especially the remastered one?
The graphics look great.
Oh, God. They look amazing. She looks like a freaking person.
Yeah.
Have you seen Forward Unto Dawn?
I have.
That's really awesome, too.
Yes, it is.
And then the last question, probably the most important. Halo 1, 2, and 3. Which one's your favorite?
Which one is my favorite? I'm going to have to go with Halo 3.
Halo 3. Why Halo 3?
I don't know. I liked the maps the most.
Okay.
Even though I really love the maps of 1 and 2, like I base when I have to pick a favorite game out of like a series, I always go with the multiplayer side of it. And I just think, again, yes, obviously 3 is more refined than 1 and 2. That's how it always works. But I think they just really hit a good wavelength with 3. Like they have a really diverse amount of maps. They all play really well, and yeah.
See, mine was Halo 2. My favorite maps were in Halo 2. I loved Lockout. I loved Zanzibar. I loved Coagulation. And granted, all of those maps made it into Halo 3. Although Lockout didn't make it into Halo 3 until a map pack came out that had it.
Yeah.
But still, it was probably one of my favorite maps of all time. And then I like the story best in Halo 2. Like it was just awesome. Awesome game. What do you think, Kenny? You think it's time for us to wrap up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up then.
Do you have any other Halo things you want to throw out there?
Yeah, I guess real quick, just I don't know how many listeners are gonna be like, I can't believe they didn't mention this, but I do have to mention the map Sandbox.
Sandbox.
Do you remember Sandbox?
Okay. I don't remember Sandbox.
It was in the desert.
That was a Halo 3 map, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the desert with the building in the center. Like it was a 2-level, you can run through the center of the building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was another one of those big Forge maps.
Yeah, one of the Forge maps.
Like that was another really fun one to mess around with.
Yeah.
So I like that one.
Yeah. So I just had to throw out that map too. That was also an awesome map.
Well, Kenny, where can people find you on the wonderful world of the internet?
Oh, they can find me at Kenneth Scott H on Twitter. They can also find me on PSN at @theginger_beard. That is @theginger_beard on PSN.
PSN. All right. Yeah. And of course, everyone, you can always find me on Twitter at Ben Riddick. You can find me on the PSN, Ice Dragon 437. You can find me on Xbox Live at the Ice Director. And yeah, you can follow the podcast at at Riddickulous RT. You can follow the website at NKRProd. And of course, visit the website for all sorts of news and fun, exciting things at www.nkrn.org. All right, as always, you can be a part of the show. Every Sunday we record at 7:30 a.m. Just tweet us, whatever our topic is. Yeah, we'll read some of those comments on air.
And he meant 7:30 p.m.
What did I say?
AM.
7:30 p.m. Pacific
And
Standard Time.
there we go.
Guys, it's been another ridiculous night, and remember, you can't spell ridiculous without
Without
Riddick.
Riddick.